New bombshell has entered the villa.
What is it, like geriatric Love Island? Welcome back. I am your host, Ella.
And I'm your other host, Avis.
And here's the gang.
Take my hand in a world of never-ending flavor.
Ooh.
How does it go? No.
It's not.
Never-ending what?
I don't think that's a lyric. Yesterday, I trapped 2 red lantern flies in a Tupperware, and they're sitting on the fire escape, currently dying slowly. Do you think it's inhumane?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, but I couldn't kill them. Like, I couldn't smack them dead.
They're very fast. I've tried to kill so many of them.
Well,
I want to do my part.
Too many
marshmallows for the American. Our big fat feet can't get the lantern bug.
No, they are fast. And when they flap, it's aggressive.
Yeah, it's scary. You think they're going to go in your underpants.
Okay, one fell down. The reason that I caught one. Stop. Stop.
You didn't hear me.
That they're going to go into your underpants.
I don't know why I find it so funny. It's not. But I am wearing a dress, so I was actively concerned it might go into my dress.
That was kind of Marilyn Monroe, reverse Marilyn Monroe you or something.
I'm screaming on the street, and you're like, the lantern bug. It's caught in me underpants.
Okay, well, you're going to eat your words in a minute, because one fell down my bra this morning. Yeah. Hit my face. I went, what is that? And then I shook, because, you got to do the 1-2.
And after a little bit, you stop fighting.
And after a little bit, I stopped fighting, and I was like, if you want to make a home here, I'm fine with it.
It's suckling my milk.
I was, ew, okay. It's not, I was not going to go, my oat milk titties. No, I wasn't going to go
This
there.
lantern bug has grown so large.
Fortified by my juice. Okay. Well, thank you for coming back. We've also come back.
Oh, you're talking to them?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, everyone's planning on it.
Well, yeah, I was hoping you'd come back.
Yeah, I'm happy I came back.
Otherwise, this would be a real one-hander. This is my secret, not so secret shame, but I do listen to Dax Shepard's podcast every once in a while.
I never listened to that.
Okay, for some reason, I find him terribly attractive.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
We all have our moments.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'd like to reference you back to every stick man on a cartoon.
I did hook up with this guy that all my friends was like, that is an actual cartoon character. That man seems fully drawn with a very small pen. And I was so in love with him.
Oh, that's so funny.
And I tried to contact the hostel that we stayed at together to tell him I was pregnant because I wanted his number because he never gave me his number. Bro, I was so in love with him. I was like 18.
What was his name?
Maxime, which is like my French roommate told me like that's not even a male French name.
Okay,
Maxime?
first of all, that's homophobic.
Thank you. What am I talking about?
Wait, this is so funny. He was French?
So in love with him. He was.
You had a crazy... Okay, you're like 18 to 21 was like the polar opposite of my 18 to 21.
I really had no qualms.
My 18 to 21 was like, I don't know, should I have another shot? And your 18 to 21 was like, I'm at the hostel. I've like tied him up in the closet. I'm going to steal all his money.
This was when we were in England, which was a really fun time. I fell in love a million times, but he was the one I was really in love with.
Because he was French.
And he was so my type. He was tall and really skinny and
fresh
smoked
off
cigarette
the page.
and was probably very pretty in a feminine way. Probably because I don't really remember his face.
You couldn't find his number?
The thing was, like, when I look back at it, like, obviously he didn't want me to contact him. But at the time, he was also 28, and I was 18.
Oh, my God. Whoa.
It was a bit of a jump. I may have lied about my age, though, to make him feel better.
What did you say, 20, 21 or something?
Yeah, maybe 20.
Oh, that's still kind of creepy.
But he was like, yeah, he was so like, oh, you young American girl. And it's like, Maxime. And that night, I remember my friend did coke for the first time.
Oh, we're getting into it
She's
today.
like raging out, but she was having the time of her life.
Good for her.
And my other friend was like fighting off this weird guy from the hostel, and I was just like,
That would be me in that friend group.
You probably,
I would be the
she's
one that's
also
like,
a redhead, so it would have been you.
I'm just saying, weird shit happens.
So like every night we had someone be the mom, and like I was terrible at being the mom.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh god, the night that I was the mom, everything went wrong.
I do feel as though this is a convenient point in our relationship to tell you that you can only have one redheaded friend.
You guys, redheads are always so territorial. They're always like, another redhead in the room? Do you see that redhead?
It's so dumb. It's
You
so
guys
dumb.
like really like, I've never seen two redheads be friends either. Because you have to either be related or you'll never talk to each other. Like, you guys take a little too much pride in the redhead.
Do I have
friend.
redheaded friends? I'm like thinking about it now. It's not very common, Avis. So I don't meet that many
really
people.
Fighting it. You're fighting it.
Maybe we're unlikable.
I think redheads are
Or-
very likable.
You know what? I've drawn this conclusion. I feel a bit of repulsion just because I don't want to inbreed.
Oh, definitely.
So-
That's why I think two blondes shouldn't be together. Weird. Two redheads, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I
Because
mean,
even if
our
you're not
baby's going to be
related-
messed up.
Yeah. Okay, so my main course for today.
Mm.
I hope you're hungry.
I'm so hungry.
For nothing. This is all about the love of my 13-year-old life, Cara Delevingne. Why did that make me so angry? I almost snapped. This is not my studio. I was just about to get so angry.
That's actually so funny.
So Cara Delevingne, born to two incredibly, like, high up in the British social palette.
Looking them up.
The
upper echelon?
Delevingne, Charles Delevingne.
Pandora Delevingne?
Pandora. So her maternal grandmother was a lady in waiting to Princess Margaret. So they are so deeply entrenched in the British hierarchy. So she had like the best education. Her sister Poppy was a model before her.
Right.
Everything was handed to her, so to speak.
Yes.
But I loved her as a child. Anyone who was on Tumblr in 2013.
Absolutely. We worship those eyebrows.
Oh my gosh, she was everything to me. When she did that like Victoria's Secret show and she like skated, I was like, this is it. It's over for me.
You have brought that up before.
I know, it's embarrassing, but it was a big moment for me.
Yeah.
I liked her because she was very candid about her bisexuality, about her depression. She talked about Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulting her, like trying to kiss her when she didn't want to. Like, she's just seemed like very open in a way that I wasn't used to celebrities.
I guess I don't
being
remember
open.
that, but I'm going to be honest. So many people came out against Weinstein that it all became one thing to me.
Right now, she had some famous exes, like Harry Styles. My favorite was her in St. Vincent. She's the voice on, if you ever listen to St. Vincent's Pills, she's the one going, pills to do, pills every day of the week. That's her in the back.
Okay.
Ashley Benson.
Ashley Benson. That's the one that I wanted to succeed.
Yeah, I was so in for St. Vincent, but I feel like she and Ashley Benson were better matched, maybe.
I think so, too.
When they bought that sex swing together.
Oh, my God. That was a moment on the internet. It's okay.
Yeah, and she's known to be a bit of a serial cheater.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she's incredibly hot.
Yeah.
Not that that's an excuse.
She's known to have hooked up with like
She's so
every
hot.
woman in Hollywood. She's rumored to
Really?
have hooked up with Rihanna.
Did she? Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's like a very popular rumor to the point where I'm like, I feel like it must be true.
I will believe that.
They're very close friends, or they were. I don't think they are anymore. She's also rumored to have been in a three-way with Elon Musk and Amber Heard. Literally the scariest lineup.
That feels untrue.
Can you imagine?
Oh, God.
Elon Musk, Amber Heard, and Cara Delevingne.
Just there's no world in which I'd want to do anything with Elon Musk.
Literally.
You'd have to, I don't know, get me a body double.
Oh my gosh. I want to rip his little hair plugs out. That's just me.
Those really cost him.
Yeah. So she was high. She was riding high. She was like the top of the world, like back in the day. And in 2013, this was something I don't remember happening. I only learned about like recently. she was ambushed by the paparazzi when she was stepping out of her home, and she like out of her bag came like a little baggie with white powder in it, and that was like a scandal, but I felt like it was kind of brushed under the rug. Like, that's a pretty big scandal.
Like anthrax?
She just killed her family.
No, I was like, she wanted to kill them?
She dabbled, which like explains, you know, her
shocking
confidence.
To no one. Yeah.
Yeah. She has a interesting family life. Sure, you know, those British people are always covering something up. Can we just say that? Can
also,
we just be honest?
Chances are it's coke, like with an expensive like
These
family
days,
that way.
yeah, I'm sure she was on crazy coke, but it seems like recently. Well, I don't remember if you remember the BBMAs where she was following Megan Thee Stallion around the entire time.
No.
Do you not remember this?
No.
It was so weird. Like it was funny because her like quirky, crazy personality back in the day was like seemed so natural, and now it just seems like kind of perverse.
Like predatory.
Like like someone like kind of like the way, you know, people that are on drugs, like when they're in their like prime and they're doing drugs, and like you're like,
they're,
wow,
like,
this person is so
charismatic,
confident,
yeah.
and then when it gets down, you're like, what is going on with this person? So she's like picking up her train of her dress. She's like on the floor taking photos of her. I think they were like each other's date to the thing, but it just seemed like Megan was like, why is this girl following
so weird,
me?
Yeah.
She's like shown like peeking out, looking at her, like she's trying to be funny, but it also just seemed like she was on a different planet or something, you know? So people were like, that was a little strange, acting like an actual creep. And then very recently, people found her, like there's a video of her at the airport coming back from Burning Man. She's not wearing any shoes. She's like twitching.
Oh gosh.
She looks like there was a blind item that came out saying that she was addicted to meth, which would be like the natural progression, I would say. I mean, in the world in which she's lived in, where she's never
of drugs,
been said no to, where everything can come very easily, and she's never, I don't know, she doesn't seem like someone who's ever wanted I feel bad in the sense that she's always tried to get out of the modeling sphere. The only one she's actually been popular in. She tried to have a singing career. She was in a few movies, but was always like lambasted of being not a good actress.
Oh, what a word.
Thanks. She was in, like, I don't think she would be a terrible actress is the thing. Like, I think...
Well, I have just started season 2 of Only Murders as a show that I watch when I'm doing literally anything else. So I look forward to her arc, but I'm also like...
Has she come... Have you seen that episode?
I've seen the episode where she comes in. And
is she doing a British accent or is she American?
She's very hot. I don't remember. So probably she's doing her own voice.
Yeah, I feel like if she did like comedy or something, like she's naturally funny. But it's just, I don't see her, like maybe she'd have to do a lot more work to be like an actress, you know? I think the role she was in is just kind of being pretty and saying a few words, and then she was getting hate for that. Like, in terms of like models becoming actresses, because she has so much personality, I don't see her being terrible. But I also feel like it was bad judgment on what they did. They like oversaturated her in things that weren't good, so she could never have like a breakout role.
That's kind of a good point.
Like Paper Towns was probably supposed to be her big role, but it was based on a bad book. Sorry, John. You've got so much better work.
We love your educational content, though.
You know, John, I do like you. You do so much research for your books. I really appreciate it. And some of them are really great, but Paper Towns was not really it, you know?
Nah, Paper Towns wasn't it. Well, also the movie wasn't it.
It was such a bad movie.
If we're talking...
Good YA.
If we're going down the
Let's
YA route, I was obviously balls to the wall on... Not Looking for Alaska, but
Fault in
the
Our
other
Stars.
Fault in Our Stars.
Oh my god, I'm gonna reread that again because it made me cry like a baby in the bathtub.
Fault in Our Stars had me.
Yeah, so Cara Delevingne, it looks like she
Oh right, that's who we were talking about.
On Meth. Moment of silence
So
for her
sorry.
and Otho the Queen.
Also the Queen.
Otho the Queen was lost today to meth.
Right.
And
the Queen's long-standing meth addiction.
It was tragic, but we lost her.
It was... I can't even...
Rest in pieces, Queen Elizabeth. allegedly, all speculation that Queen Elizabeth had a meth addiction, and that's why she died at 96 years old.
All speculation, but all of her corgis agree that she was addicted to meth, and that's why they have to go to Prince Charles, because he's not all there right now.
What are they gonna do with all those corgis?
They're gonna run. I don't know. They're gonna run themselves in circles.
They don't go to the farm.
But the thing is, they know too much because they saw the meth addiction in its full.
They're the ones that squealed. I wouldn't have known if it wasn't those corgis. And I think that's why Cara's really on this bender, because she feels guilty. She was the one who first injected the queen.
Okay, I am upset about this Cara Delevingne news. I have to be honest.
It's so tragic to see your favorite,
I feel like
your bisexual awakening spun out like this.
And it's tough because it's like...
And she was like, I felt like the reasons she was kind of criticized in the past, though, like, in some sense, she's like, 2013's favorite like white girl nepotism child.
And I don't think she ever outperformed that. / like her team. I agree, her team was not getting her into the right projects.
Yeah, because I felt like there's so many people that got success.
I feel like she has the capability of going kind of like Saoirse obviously started acting and not modeling, but she has like Saoirse capability in my mind where it's like kind of she has like a blank canvas thing almost that I feel like does really well in film.
She's got a crazy intensity too.
She has the intensity and she has like neutrality from modeling.
Yeah. I just like, she's so striking that I feel like she really could be successful. And I feel like so much of this like addiction is like probably frustration, because she did seem like she really cared a lot about moving out of the modeling sphere.
Yeah.
She cared a lot about singing. Like, she just wanted to be... And I also feel like there's a level of, like, gender frustration or something in her work of, like, always being, like, pinned as, like, hot girl.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Where she seems very, like, kind of gender non-conforming in the way she really expresses herself.
Yeah. Which I have to say, like, works so much more for her.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like since
her masculine style.
Yeah,
is, like,
since she's
so
like gone in this like masculine kind of more edge route, she does seem like more comfortable, and it's like more attractive because she seems comfortable. But
even her airport video, like, nice style.
But wasn't she tweaking out?
Yeah,
Avis?
a little bit. She missed the launch of her own capsule wardrobe at New York Fashion Week. People think she may have gotten an intervention.
I hope she does.
Yeah, I do have a feeling, like, especially with those, like, high-up British families, like, it's all about appearance. So I'm sure they're pissed about this. I'm sure they haven't been happy with Cara from the beginning. Like, I feel like Poppy is more of, like, the cut-and-dry model, but not... like risque.
Yeah.
Well, Cara's always kind of done her own thing, and I'm sure that hasn't made them very happy. It kind of reminds me of, like, have you watched the Paris Hilton documentary?
No.
It's really good.
Oh, really?
It's actually like kind of like blew my mind a little bit, because it's all about like how her really kind of abusive family sent her off, did like the goon thing to send her off to a camp, and how much they like really cared about the way that they looked, and how she kind of fought that from the very beginning. It was like, I want to be a crazy party girl, and that's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And they're like, we have the kind of high society life where it's all about what you look like. It's sad. These rich families are crazy.
But the thing is, with all these rich families, can't we... I don't know. You'd think that after enough, you would kind of learn your lesson and be like, yes, I see that I have these, like, this level of wealth and access. Clearly, I need to raise my children with that in mind, so that they don't become meth addicts.
Yeah, I think they've just become so disconnected that they don't even see their children as children.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Especially, like, I feel like with this, like, British hierarchy, it's all about, like, schmoozing.
Yeah,
and your kids
totally
are kind
is.
of, like, things that you can use as a way to get into things.
Right. And there is that very English thing, you're right, of, like you can be, I think, it's so difficult, because, like, you can be an individual up to a certain point, but then it becomes really embarrassing, and I do feel like there is a level of embarrassment around somebody like Cara, like, pursuing what they actually want to, and not, like, stepping in line with social obligations and expectations. I feel like the Hilton thing is interesting, because it's, like, there is that level of American, like, royalty and wealth, but it's not so tied to society as it is.
Yeah, especially because they have the royal family. That
Yeah, exactly. That everyone's like now all messed up about, or not messed up about, but
yeah, so much more tradition.
Yeah, and so much hierarchy built into the way that you're actively thinking about society. Like I do think that we have that in America, but we're not actively considering it all the time.
Yeah,
because we've kind of built this like faux narrative of like bootstraps and like make something out of nothing. Like you don't have to come from money, you can just like magically become an oil baron.
Exactly. And since we don't have like these big families other than like the Rockefellers, like British families that have moved to America, like we don't have
I mean I think we do have them. I just think we don't
put the
think about them in that way.
Yeah,
like I feel like that's why that's what's so interesting about like the whole trend of like recognizing nepotism babies within like the last 5 years. I think we're like socially making the correlation of like, oh, there is older money and newer money, and like what do those distinctions look like in America? But it's so clear in like England, where it's really tied to, like you said, like politics.
They don't even question it in England. Like everyone, if you have success, especially as an actor, it's like, oh, you have a rich family and
you're connected.
I want
even
an expose.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the way that I consider wealth in America versus in the UK.
Yeah, because they're so family oriented. Like you don't even have to have money, but if you're from a certain bloodline, like that gives you a level of respect.
Yeah.
And in America, I feel like it's all about money and success, and the family comes like third, if even referenced at all.
Yeah, it's like a tertiary thing. That is interesting.
So we're thinking of Cara, friend of the pod.
Thinking of you.
Hoping that you get the help that you need. Sad.
Shall I migrate into my
bits? Let's go into science after that. After my long...
Okay, well, no. Speaking of the rich. Speaking of the ultra rich. Which, do we need to speak of them?
They're everywhere.
I don't know. They're everywhere. They rule the world. But also, do they? We run the creative economy.
Oh, yeah.
They run the literal economy. You and I.
We're running things.
We're running the creative economy.
That's what I think.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard about this, but one of Bezos's rockets, Jeffrey Bezos, his rocket exploded.
Oh, I feel like I heard about this, but I did not even think to look it up.
No people were on it. So no one was harmed, but it was like one of those rockets that is part of his company that he's launched called Blue Origin.
Is that just to compete with Elon Musk?
Most likely, yeah. Okay. I don't know. They've all got like a dick measuring
contest
going on.
I was gonna say big dick rockets.
They've got their rulers out.
Little rocket dicks.
Yeah, and they like whatever. I mean, he's like manipulated this company to like faux appeal to scientists. Like you could do zero gravity, like experiments in here, but you do have to pay for it. But in addition to like the space tourism industry, which is developing and growing in a terrifying way. I think it was funny that this like wasn't a really big deal, because I feel like NASA's failures get really hardcore blasted. Not to use that word.
So they were trying to launch Failure to Launch. Great movie.
I've never seen it.
No, I've never seen it either.
Oh, great. Yeah. I don't know. I just think that we should be making more fun of Jeffrey Bezos and his failures before people get on this ship and then it explodes with people on it.
I feel like if your rocket like can't launch, that means that you personally have erectile dysfunction. Like I think we should start putting that in the media.
I mean, I wouldn't say that about certain rockets, but yeah, I would say that about this rocket.
Yeah.
I do think that space is terrifying, and I reject that it's the next frontier. I don't want it to be the next frontier. I'm curious about its limitlessness. I'm spinning my wheels until you put your... Oh, great.
Thanks.
I'm curious about its limitlessness, but I also would never go to space.
It's just for people that have already conquered this world.
But how can you think that? Like, how there's no way in hell that Jeff Bezos has like been to all the countries in the world.
I don't think he even cares about traveling. I feel like it's just about conquering. Like he feels like everything else has been colonized and he has no fun frontier he can do in the world, so he has to go to a new world.
It's just, it is.
He wants to
really,
be king.
It's bizarre to me, and it's like, what is this need that you have? I respect using tech and developing tech to like learn something, but this is tourism. Like, he's developing it for space tourism.
Well, Disneyland is just not really hitting the way it should.
It's true. Space
Mars
Mountain, no
Land.
longer.
That could be something.
Yeah. The whole thing really mystifies me and concerns me, and I'm like, this is why more and more doctors are seeing people come in to get their tubes tied, because it's just not, it's not a fun time.
That's an interesting correlation.
I think so. I don't want to bring, okay, not to always bring it back to child rearing, but
we're a child rearing podcast.
But we're
actually.
all about parenting, gentle parenting.
This is a mommy guide. Yeah, gentle parenting is what I do in my dating life.
We will accept DMs from mommies.
Mommy.
It's just upsetting to me that like the line of human evolution is that we come into Earth, we do all this stuff on Earth, we take a shit on the Earth, and then we like blast off into space.
When you phrase it like that, it kind of sounds epic.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like
we shit on the Earth and then we just keep going.
It sounds like a terrible comic book strip. And like, then what? Then we're just gonna, I don't know, evaporate on the moon? It just makes no sense to me.
On my tombstone, I wanted to just say, keep it moving.
As in, like, walk past this tombstone.
That's what I say to myself. Things are going on. Just like, keep it moving.
Yeah, and then someone, like, comes to stop at your tombstone. They're like, well, never mind. And, like, keep going to the next person. I do want to go in as, like, the mushroom thing.
Yeah, I'd like to be a tree, perhaps.
Yeah, don't they bury people beneath trees now? And you, like, feed the tree as it grows?
I would like that. Someone can visit my tree. The giving tree.
That's beautiful.
Mine's the taking tree. Because that's what I was like.
What kind of fruit would your death tree be?
Plums.
Oh, that's nice.
Little plums. What about you?
Well, it'd have to be a native species to wherever I was getting buried, because obviously I want to treat the land with respect.
I want a palm tree. Because the night was made for lovers. Because the night was made for us.
Shall I read my Reddit and bring it back to the human perspective? Or have I talked too much?
No, I want to hear it. And you have not talked enough.
Okay.
Talk more. Say something.
Okay. Something. Okay. So this morning, wait, hold on.
Is this in the Am I the Asshole section?
Yeah. Do you think I could do it in Irish?
Please.
Okay.
I love your accent work. I've been practicing my London accent.
Sounds so condescending.
No, I do. I really like it.
Do your London accent.
I'm trying to picture the way the woman at work spoke.
Okay.
She's like, oh, are you part of the Paddington family?
Oh, that's good. The Paddington. This morning, I literally messaged my girlfriend. I just remembered your workplace is stricken with poverty and you have no internet. ... Via SMS, because her workplace internet is currently down. Not sure what happened after I sent her that, but I tried calling her subsequently and this guy answers the phone. Turns out it was her boss.
They're sleeping together.
He was pretty pissed with my message and he felt immensely offended by my message. Note, I don't even understand how he got around to seeing this message, much less answering her phone with a mouthful of insults and expositions about how rich he was and how much money his bank accounts had. Oh God, this is hard. The message I sent my girlfriend was purely banter, and I was poking fun at her.
Shaky.
Yeah, I was poking fun at her for having no internet and the fact that we had to SMS, which sounds kinkier than it is. At the moment, I was confused because I didn't know what was happening, but I let him say all that he had to say, and he subsequently hung up the phone. My girlfriend called me back and she explained to me that he saw the message I sent her while she was away from her phone, and he made it his business to have a word with whomever was insulting his business place.
Damn it.
I immediately apologized to her for the whole situation because although he had no right, I was just thinking on a macro level, or the bigger picture, which was the security of her job altogether. She said I didn't need to apologize and that she was going home. I felt totally responsible, and now I feel like she's out of a job because of me. Hold the phone, because there are some updates on this Reddit.
Should we react and then do updates, or do updates first?
Oh, I'm doing all the updates.
Yeah.
Well, let me hit you with the update 1, and then you can respond.
Okay.
I honestly can't tell if this is working.
Your accent? I think it sounds great.
Okay, we're just going to keep going with it. Update 1. A lot of people are saying she let him answer, but after we spoke on the phone, she explained to me that he became furious seeing the text and literally bullied her for her phone. He was resisting her while she tried to take it from him, and she added that he actually pushed her away so he could share his mouthful. No part of it did she allow anything. Right now I'm miles away from her and she's dealing with it alone. I'm so angry right now. There's no way I thought this was going to happen today. ...
So these people are Irish. Or you just wanted to do
I just wanted to do an Irish accent.
For some reason, that context really mattered to me.
Okay,
It's like,
well,
are these people Irish?
I don't know, but they did say...
one of the words he said seemed Irish.
Banter.
Yeah,
Purely
exactly.
So that's update 1.
Okay.
Do you want to respond?
Well, you can do update 2.
Okay. Update 2. So I finally got some downtime to really talk to my girlfriend. And after prying and asking some more questions, it turns out something did happen between them. And she doesn't want to talk about it after bringing it up, which is awfully strange. I mentioned taking legal action and she was so hesitant about it. I'm trying to focus on the blatant overstepping by this boss of hers, but like a few persons have suggested, there might be a whole lot more to it. More than she apparently is not willing to discuss with me. Just when I thought it couldn't get any more complicated, I'm honestly wondering if I really even want to know. That's crazy.
Is there another update after that?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have that one?
Update 3. Turns out
They're not sleeping together.
they
are
had
they?
some kind of romantic relationship before we met, apparently. And he's never really let it go and would like to rekindle that from time to time. She's never told me this since we've been together and just only brought it to my attention of another conversation with her and probing. She probably wasn't going to tell me.
Blimey.
I expressed to her how I felt about him behaving the way he did, and she said to me that he called and apologized and that he's begging her to return to work tomorrow. I now feel like this is a whole new dynamic to the story and I'm not sure what to do. Why was this a secret from me for so long? And part of me wonders if something was recently going on again and never stopped that made him feel so entitled to pick her phone up. Like many, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but now I'm questioning the integrity of our relationship, and the point in question has shifted to the fidelity of our relationship. Honestly, I'm wondering if I should trust her.
Is that the last update?
Possibly final update.
Oh, God.
As is, we're working it out and her boss has apologized. I've read the community guidelines only a moment ago and I've replied to many comments, and I didn't highlight whose comments have been helpful and insightful to me. Well, legal actions are out of the window, and my girlfriend herself said if she apologized, she would return, which she did. Or if he apologized, she would return, which she did. Reality is, it's difficult to operate with my income alone, and although it's a pretty messy situation, moving past it with the hope of getting a new job is our plan. I don't think I want to break up with her. I've listened to most of the comments and I'm going to try to work it out. If it doesn't work, well, that's that. Or is it, well, that's that?
That's
and I'll live with those consequences. Life goes on. Again, please forgive me for not highlighting the helpful comments according to the guidelines. Mostly positive feedback, and I feel like I've gained a bunch of knowledge on possible courses of action for workplace situations of this nature.
Wow. That's a lot.
What a ride.
That's
What
interesting.
a ride.
Because when he picked up, I was like, oh, they're sleeping together.
And then she was like, something inappropriate happened. But then it was like they had a romantic relationship.
Yeah. I think the only thing that worries me here is that it doesn't seem like he trusts her still.
He doesn't.
So it's like you may be giving the benefit of the doubt, but like you have to have your full trust. And if it seems like they've had a lot of conversations about this, but there's so much.
It also stresses me out that he's like, I can't work on my income alone. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, but
yeah, that is kind of ridiculous.
That's like a weird way to rationalize your girlfriend returning to a job where she's potentially uncomfortable because her ex is her boss and wants to rekindle a romantic relationship.
Yeah, it sounds like you're really like financially dependent on someone in a worrisome way.
Like that is what's confusing to me.
Also, well, they're just dating. They're not married.
Yeah.
I also am concerned by the fact, like, I think if I had a romantic relationship with my boss and it ended, I don't know if I would stay there. It concerns me a little bit that she stayed. Like, I can maybe see, like it's one thing if it's a sexual relationship with your boss, and I can see, like, I can compartmentalize
yeah.
well enough that I think I could be like, well, it's done, shutting it off and hoping that things stay professional. It's not a good idea, but I can see it working to some degree. But a romantic relationship, I don't see that working at all.
No, absolutely not.
Like, if you dated, like, I don't think that could work. And the fact that has waited this long to find new work,
yeah. And the fact that
worries me.
The fact that he was trying to rekindle things. It's so many things. A, that he was trying to rekindle things. B, that she didn't communicate up front. We used to have a relationship, instead of being like something inappropriate happened. Because those are two very different things.
And the fact that he obviously knows a good amount about the writer, I think, if he was so upset by what he read.
I agree.
And
which
the fact
is
he was
literally
so close
just
to the phone.
Just to go back to the original message, he messaged the girlfriend and said, "I just remembered your workplace is stricken with poverty and you have no internet."
Which is so funny.
It's a funny joke.
That's hilarious. That's just like, that's such a good text.
I know.
Yeah, and the fact that he was pissed.
That's jealousy.
See, like,
jealousy.
Like, the only scenario I can see where someone at work would read that is like, I'm giving a presentation at work and everyone sees my computer screen. It comes up like that. But if it's SMS, as he's saying, that's private, only your phone. And I don't see a scenario in which my boss is looking at my phone. You know?
I feel like I am worried for this girl because it seems like she's trying to navigate some sticky situations.
Yeah.
But I'm also distrustful that she's being upfront.
That's what I'm concerned about. I'm like, is this like a really bad power dynamic that your boss has put you on, or are you trying to work two things at once?
Listen.
Like, are you still in love with your boss and you're trying to make
I don't know. And it's hard because her boyfriend's Irish, so that makes him way hotter. I'm also like, was it a romantic relationship? Was it a hookup? Like, these definitions
Those
are
very important. Or was it like a flirtatious?
Yeah.
Like, everyone flirts with their boss. It's like a free country. Maybe not.
Right. We flirt with Colleen constantly. All I do is flirt with her.
Yeah, I think if my boss was putting the moves on and we had a romantic relationship, this would be something that my partner would know every detail of.
Yeah, exactly. Just so they feel ahead of it.
Yeah, and I think if, like, it seems like neither of you guys trust each other.
No, it's kind of like blindsidey in my mind.
Yeah, like, it's upsetting to me that she doesn't, if he is harassing her, that she doesn't trust her partner enough to tell him, or she's doing something that she feels guilty about. So I just don't see this working out too long without communication. Like, if you guys aren't really going to talk about what actually happened, he's just constantly going to be in the what if.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I feel bad for them. I hope things.
Feel bad for them too, but I'm happy that they get to be Irish together.
Yeah, if she is Irish, he might be, and she's an American.
Yeah.
Poisonous combination. Well, this was a good pod. Thank you for sharing what you shared today.
Thank you for sharing what you shared today. I hope we'll share more next time.
Next week on Here's the Gag. Kisses.